What's up? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the automations and how to set up your welcome email to get sent out automatically. And this will give you a good intro into how to use automations. Okay, so you don't have to just stop at a welcome email. You'll be able to send dozens of emails if you want. On autopilot, it's just as simple as getting it all set up. So here we are back at the dashboard. Okay, we're logged into Systeme. I've just got you all set up with your shared funnel, and so we've got that all updated, and we even tested it out. So you can see on my dashboard now, and this should be true for you as well, once you've tried everything out, you'll have a new lead, right, which is you. And I do recommend using a valid email address when you test out your funnels, because you're going to set up these automations that send out emails, and you want to get those emails because that's part of your testing as well, right? So let's go ahead and go. So we've been working here under funnels, getting everything set up. Now we're going to go to automations, all right? And when I hover over that, I get workflows. Okay, so let's go to workflows and create a workflow. Okay, we'll just call that welcome. Unfortunately, I can't share my automations that I set up with the funnel in Systeme, so there isn't really a way to share the automations, so you just have to set them up yourself, which isn't a bad thing. It can be confusing and a technical hurdle, but it's the kind of thing you should learn how to do, because this is the way it works in lots of email systems, and it's a skill. Right, like it's not just for Systeme.io or just for affiliate marketing. Like small businesses use this, e-commerce uses this, all sorts of different businesses, and so it's a skill that you can learn, that you can use in all sorts of walks of life. Okay, so we created one and we called it welcome, so that is ready to go, and we click on it. Couple of things I want to point out right away on this page. First off, it's super hard to read this, but it says create your first trigger, okay? And then also up here under welcome, it says paused. Now, by default, every new workflow that you create is going to be on pause. So this trips up me and everybody else. Doesn't matter your skill level. It's one of those things where you go through, you set up your automation, then you subscribe and you're ready to get the emails, and you're like, they're not coming, what the heck? And it's usually because the automation has not been turned on, okay? Because they always, by default, start in paused status. So we'll come back to that. We can't take care of that in this window, but we'll come back to it after we get everything set up. All right, it's time to create a trigger, and a trigger is what fires the automation, okay? The automation workflow. Now, there can be a lot of different triggers. There's tons of cool stuff in here that you can do, that you can build around your whole business in terms of pages visited, and when people enroll in a course, or when they get a new tag, and you can add tags and take tags away from people. Tons of cool capabilities, and it gets really sophisticated. So you can see how learning this skill is useful, because this is how the big businesses and small businesses that are successful leverage follow-up and take care of it all with automation, okay? For us, we're just going to go for this funnel form subscribed. Super basic, okay? And this is where it all starts. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to choose the form that we wanted, okay? So I've got a few different things in here because I've been recording the different videos, but you'll probably only have one thing in here, and that is the form for your squeeze page. Okay, so we're going to choose this one, and let's just go back. Okay, let's hit create on that. Okay, so that is when they subscribe to that form, that's going to basically fire the workflow to get going. I'm going to hit exit here because I just want to go back and I want to show you in your funnel what we're talking about here. Okay, so I think this is the one we edited. Yeah, Jim's LM review. Okay, so this name right here is what associated with the trigger in that workflow. Okay, so this is the one we worked through earlier, and I just wanted to double check that. Okay, so it's the form on this page. If you get confused about that because you've got multiple funnels, then have no fear, just go back to the funnel just like I did. Go back to your funnel list, pick the funnel you've been working on that you want to set this workflow up for, okay, and look at the squeeze page that has the form on it. And what's the name of it? Jim's LM review. Okay, now we can go back over here to our workflows, go to welcome. We can go back in there too. Funnel form subscribed, Jim's LM review. So you just make sure and choose the one that has the form, the squeeze page that has the form you want. Okay, so we're good there. Now we're going to hit this plus sign and we want to have an action. Okay, and in this case we are going to send an email. All right, and we don't have any emails here, so don't have any fear about that. Okay, in the drop down, because this little thing down here, it says didn't find the right email. How about create a new one? All right, so in here we're just going to write. Now this is, you don't have to follow what I write, just write what you want. Welcome to the club. Okay, I'm not going to write great copy here because I can't write and record and type and stuff at the same time. All right, so that's our subject line. Okay, and then you see what happens here is oh, and you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to take this tag over here. Okay, see these available substitutes? Since we got these folks' first name along with their email address, we can use that in the emails. Okay, so I'm going to copy that tag. I like putting people's name in the subject. Okay. And a quick pro tip here for emailing, if sometimes you get their name and sometimes you don't, just avoid using the commas and stuff that make it look weird if there is no name there. Because what will happen is if someone subscribes and they don't put their name in, then this will just be blank. So their subject will just say, welcome to the club. But if I was grammatically correct here and put a comma in and then it was blank, it would look funny in the subject and people would know there was something weird there. So that's why I sometimes avoid those grammar rules when I'm using these tags, because then it becomes invisible when you're broadcasting your emails out to people, and sometimes you've got names and sometimes you don't. It doesn't have to look weird in the email. Okay, so hey, I noticed you just joined our funnels, our shared funnels club. I'm not really making a club, I'm just writing right now. Awesome. Hope you got to the training. If not, here is the link. Okay, and then what I can do is I can just put in the link to the training page, right? Boom. If you want to hide that link, okay, we can just, instead of putting what they call a naked link in there where you can see the whole weird URL, you can just highlight the text, click the link, and then just paste it in that way. Okay, that's how that looks. More to come, but in the meantime, if you have any cues, just hit reply and let me know. Boom. Jim. no attachments, and then just make sure, now this stuff should come in for you based on your account, your name and your email, okay? There may be an orange flag here if you haven't validated your email, so that's something that Systeme.io will have you do. Is all you have to do is go into your settings and then add the email you want to be sending from, and then they'll just send you a quick note to say, click this link and verify that your email is, you're the one that owns it or whatever. So there we go. So that is it, guys. Now I'm just going to show you if you wanted to add more emails. So now if you wanted to wait a couple hours and just say, okay, we can create a new one. Checking in. Okay, so you see how that works. Like you can just add in delays that are like a few hours, a few days, whatever you want to make them, and then just set up another email. And hadn't logged in to the course yet. Wanted to make sure everything is okay. Let me know, Jim. Okay, I'm just writing an example here so that you can see how the automations look. Now there's really no limit to how long these can be, but what I recommend is to think about your automations in terms of like weeks or something like that. So maybe you send 10 emails the first week and you call that like a week 1 batch. And then what you do is just add people, give them a tag that says week 2, right? Okay, it's not going to let me, I haven't created you have to create your tags in the system, but I'll leave that for other videos or for systems knowledge base, but that way that you can basically set up another workflow that has a trigger up here that says, oh, when contact has week 2 tag, fire this workflow. And then you send them the emails for week 2. And you can keep going that way so that you don't end up with a workflow that's got 900 emails in it. And it keeps it easy to edit for you. So probably getting a little too far into the weeds there, but just want to let you know. Okay, so let's exit here, because now what we have to do is activate this. See, it doesn't have a green check mark, it's got a gray. It says inactive. So now we just hover over those 3 dots, click confirm, and boom. Now we've got a workflow that sends out a welcome email, okay? Now with my contact info here, since I've got a contact that didn't get this, that's okay. You know, what I would recommend is just going through and testing everything out again and doing that. Okay, you can test it out with another email, or you can delete this contact and just re-enter it and test all that stuff out to make sure your automation works. So boom, now you're all set up. This is actually ready for you to go and start collecting leads. Now, if you want to get a little more advanced and add your domain name and stuff like that, I've got a video showing you how to do that, and I'll probably add videos for other sort of more advanced topics, but you don't really need a domain to do this and get going right now on building your list. You've got the automation in a business here that will work for you, and you just have to be sure you go in and email your contacts on a regular basis to follow up with them and stuff like that. But the fundamentals are all set up for you. So hope that's helpful. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. And thanks a lot for joining me and picking up this funnel. All right, we'll see you next time.